to working session. What do we got first? Citizens forum, anyone? Once, twice. Finance.
Okay, please see the attached Financial Committee meeting summary. Just keep in mind, it's July, the very first month of the fiscal year. So right now, working on audit, I'm moving revenues and expenditures back and forth between FY25 and 26. So our revenues and expenditures are basically incorrect until the financial audit's complete. It's not far off, but even going through the audit process, the auditors may make a recommendation that we move something between the fiscal years, so it's not finalized until it's submitted to the state. And also keep in mind, in the month of July, there's a lot of expenses. So if you look at the cash report, we had $732,000 in disbursements. We're purchasing everything for the upcoming school year and getting it for the first day of school. So then the purchasing slows down within the school year. So if you look at our revenues by source, it shows that our state revenue is 61. Sorry, that's wrong. I don't know how that happened. That was probably before I reran the report. It is at 1.12% received. Federal revenue is 0% received, and local revenues are at 0.26% received. There really was not much money that came in the month of July, and then some of it that did come in actually has to be moved to FY25. Revenues by site, food service, 2.33% received. Again, that's actually June revenue that's going to be moved back. Community service, 1.51% received. And debt redemption, 8.42% received. For our grants for FY26, we are expected to receive $115,995.69 in Title 401 revenue. Every quarter, our expenses will be submitted to MEGS, and we will receive the revenue quarterly. For our expenditures, salaries and wages are 1.96% expended. Employee benefits, 2.19% expended. Purchase services, 20.13% expended. Supplies and materials, 8.53% expended. Capital equipment, 3.9% expended. And other miscellaneous expenses is at 0%. Our year total expenditures by site, food service, 2.68% expended. Community ed, 12.52% expended. And debt redemption, 56.44% expended, which is accurate because we did make a bond payment in July. So if you look at our UFAR's expense revenue summary, our revenue is showing to be at 1%, $107,887.79. A good portion of that is actually FY25 revenue. Expenditures are at $533,633.80. So as of July 31st, we have a spending deficit of $425,752.01. And again, there's nothing to worry about. We have, you look at the next section, as of the 31st, cybersecurity grant was submitted to MDE last week. We can still submit more possible expenditures if we would like. We just send it right to their email, or any quotes that we obtain. The CTE report was submitted about an hour ago, so Mr. Fitzgerald will log in, review it, and approve it. We do not have any CTE expenditures this fiscal year. We don't have a CTE eligible teacher anymore. So,
Can you explain that cybersecurity a little bit more? You said that if additional, we have additional things we want to put towards that, or
yeah, if all of a sudden
explain that.
we decide that, oh, we should really get a few like security cameras, or there's an area that we're not covering, we can submit a quote for it.
Was there something that we didn't submit for under that grant?
Yep, I talked to Bill, and we submit basically all of our required purchases for IT, like any
Contracts or
cybersecurity.
things like that?
Yes, so I submit everything that he indicated actually meted the requirements of the cybersecurity grant. And then I submitted information on our insurance, because we can, or how much we paid, that's eligible too.
And if Bill had other suggestions, I'm sure he'd come to you and then we'll.
Yeah, so it's still open if we want to submit anything else, but Bill reviewed everything and he knew exactly what we could send, so that was nice. Transportation report, I'm working on that. And then the levy certification will need to be completed and approved next month. And we're just working away on audit, getting ready for the new school year, getting new staff set up and ready to go. It was busy, and it was great to see everyone back today. So, the summer gets a little quiet.
Sure.
But, yeah. And I'm excited for my kids to go back.
Yeah. The parking lot's busy out there.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff going on.
Any questions?
Just refresh my memory. I think most of our expenditures for 2025 have already been taken care of, but we'll still get revenue up through like September, October from the state feds. Is that
Yes.
accurate?
Yep, so I'll complete a reconciliation that shows how much the state still owes us, and we'll create that entry and basically take that revenue and move it back via an entry.
Okay.
So,
And even without that already, we're already in the black and we're looking good, right?
yes,
Okay,
yes,
perfect.
absolutely. Last year we were waiting to see just how we were gonna end up, but this year we're looking great, and it's only going to be even better. So,
Okay.
it's great news.
Good job.
Oh, great job by the board, so, yeah.
Thanks, Gina.
All right, any board committees meet? Forestry? I don't think anything is met.
No committees have met.
Yeah.
That's definitely coming up here.
Okay, that brings up you, superintendent.
Student counts, I'll be honest, we had a bunch of changes today. I don't know. So I don't know where we stood by this afternoon with a couple of those requests. I don't know if you have those numbers off the top of your head, but the last time I looked was a week ago, and we were at 426.
I haven't looked at any numbers, I just make sure we have the right classroom.
Okay. But we did have, I know we had 4 coming in new, and we have in October a couple more coming in because of a gentleman moving his family over, and we had 3 that are out, but I believe they've actually moved. So, meet and negotiate sessions are coming up. We have certified session 1 on Wednesday, August 27th at 6 p.m. Non-certified session 1 with MSEA on September 4th at 6 p.m. And with AFSCME, we're just waiting to confirm a couple availability times, and then we're going to get that scheduled. referendum. In front of you, you'll see the brochure. So after the drafts, and thank you for all the feedback and everything, we did get that brochure taken care of. You'll notice, so there are a couple of questions that had come up about it. One thing I want to point out is on the back, you're going to see that there's kind of a big open space up there. That's because when they're folded, that's where they're addressed. Yeah. So, but otherwise, folks, we shared them this morning as part of the information session with our staff and our guests that were here, and received favorable feedback in terms of the brochure and how the information it's presenting and everything. At this point with the referendum, all required notifications and postings have been completed, and so we're on track and up to date with all of that. Next, we're going to be working on our release of informative articles and informative pieces that will go out via social media, so we'll have that scheduled out as well. Professional development for myself, just updating you that I did attend all 3 finance workshop sessions through Northwest Service Co-op. I did attend the first session of the Great Start cohort. That's through MASSA, and that's for all new superintendents. And then also attended the ND Back to School workshop, and again, all very informative. It's just a great opportunity, especially for a new person such as myself, to be networking and reaching out, and there's just so much to learn, and I can honestly say it has helped me out a great deal in the first 2 months. So thank you for allowing me to attend those things. MSBA events, you'll notice the brightly colored flyer at your table. So that's from MSBA, and those are the things happening throughout the year. So there are opportunities for any one of us, all of us, some of us, to attend some of these things, and I'll be bringing a few of those things forward as well to see if there's interest, and based on need and interest. One of the things that I'm going to ask the board to do coming up in September is with me to actually formalize my goals for the year, and also formalize the evaluation process. In terms of goals right now, and I'll be sharing this with you, but I have my entry plan goals, which are getting acquainted, building relationships, knowledge of documents, manuals, procedures, district priorities, understanding those, understanding continued district representation within the community, this area in the state, and engaging in organizations and opportunities to grow. So those are those 5 entry plan goals. Beyond that, I'll be offering, of course, a goal, successful referendum. I believe that's a appropriate goal. And then also we are on cycle to be entering into a strategic planning process. So that would be another goal. That would be something in January that we could start working on. And then in terms of evaluation process, there's really 2 major types of process that are out there. One is what's offered by MSBA. And if you're looking at that, see that there's a large number of pages with that. That's because it outlines all the different facets and everything under statute with the actual job of the superintendent, all the competencies and sub-competencies. The idea with that is to pick 2 to 4 a year that align with the strategic plan and the goals of the district. So that's one way to go about it. Another way is to actually go with a locally created option. So that's something I'll be bringing more information to you on, and so that we can have more discussions, so that with the goal being next month, making some determinations on that. Any questions at this point?
Right, yearly evaluation is what we're talking about.
Yes, yes. Okay, then moving forward, there is. Okay, we've been having a conversation regarding. Is this okay?
Yeah,
okay.
go for it. Go.
A conversation regarding the Saturday, Sunday, how we have what parts of the facilities open, and right now with our custodians, we are 2.5 positions down. We've been advertising. We did have 2 applicants and brought them into interviews. The one never decided not to show up and has not responded. The other person came in and they were looking for something where they can get a lot of overtime and things like that, which isn't our situation. So we are actively looking. We're trying to come up with some creative ways. I've been talking with both Dale and Kyle regarding potential scheduling, like, how can we be creative with someone who might be interested in terms of scheduling. For instance, what if we had someone that just wanted to work, Saturdays and Sundays, or somebody that just wants to work a late shift or whatever that might be. And so we've been bouncing those things around, and then we're going to do a new posting that kind of updates that with the consideration of, let's be creative. Here's the ideal scheduling we're looking for. If there's, something that you're looking for that fits better, let's come on in, let's have that conversation. So we're just working on how to present that. But just again, trying to do anything and everything we can to bring in people that maybe have overlooked the opportunity before. So I talk about that first because how we open and how we operate on those Saturdays and Sundays is really dependent upon that custodial staffing to this extent. In the state of Minnesota, we have the low pressure boiler attendance policy from the Department of Labor and Industry. I don't know if you're familiar with this one. But basically what it states is that on any day where the building's being used, the boiler needs to be inspected and marked off, which is a 20-minute process. And it can't not be done more than 48 hours. So if like over a weekend, that's okay, Monday morning it's done again. So in looking at that, looking who we actually have licensed and available, which is really comes down, it's 2 people, but only 1 person that we could really utilize to come in on a Saturday. It's very limiting, and to be quite honest, they're feeling pressure, right, because of the amount of work, and we're understaffed right now. So at this point, in talking with Sam, my recommendation is that we keep closed on Saturdays and Sundays until we are able to get our staffing to the point where we can realistically be opening that up and doing what we need to do, not just what's right, but also legally and everything else. So,
what does closed mean?
Closed means that the pool would not be open, the track.
Nobody's here.
Nobody's here.
No custodial staff, nothing.
Nothing.
Okay.
If we're going to have even for the pool to be open on a Saturday, that would require having a custodian who's got a boiler license to come in and do the inspection and check it off.
I assume that would include the gym?
That would include the gym.
Okay.
Any space in our facility where the public where the public is able to come in or students are here, or any activity.
Okay.
Yep. And I can, in terms of normal weekdays, weekends, and holidays, when one or more of the conditions listed below occur, a properly licensed engineer shall check the boilers. This check shall include a visual examination of all associated equipment and a logbook entry of the conditions observed. The requirements of this section may only be reduced by the chief engineer of the facility or by the properly licensed engineer in charge of the boilers. So when there's severe weather, the boiler shall be checked when it is forecasted that the outside air temperature will reach 10 degrees or colder. Safety concerns, boilers shall be checked when the situation occurs that impacts the safety of the boiler or associated equipment. Public occupancy of the buildings, the boilers shall be checked if the building is or will be occupied by employees or the public. Minimum attendance, no boiler will be left unattended for more than 2 consecutive days or 48 hours. So that's what we've been doing a lot of work on, and then also checking with area districts and how do you handle this, and I have yet to talk to a superintendent that offered some way to work around it. They were all like, no, you don't work around that. So at this point, as much as we hate to say it, this is our recommendation until we're able to get our staffing up where we're able to make those, because we have people that are willing to make some shifts and come in and do those things, but until we're keeping up on our Monday through Friday, it's a really tough ask.
Is the boiler up and running now, like I said, pump for domestic hot water or something, or
Yes,
what?
I started it Friday night. It's on a very low temperature. I do a very low gradual build up. Otherwise, if you turn it on at 140 right away, that leaks from one end to the other. So I gradually run it up to half of that spring. I shut it down and gradually shut it down.
I have a couple of additions to that, but I'll talk about
Okay.
it when we're talking about.
So, and that was my last item. Any questions for me?
No, just to clarify, if it's checked on Friday, it doesn't have to be checked for 48 hours?
Only if there's no one in the building. If there's going to be public occupancy within the building, it needs to be checked that day as well.
All right, I missed that part. I was distracted by the speakers.
I will also, as a follow-up, I'll make sure that I send a copy of this to all of you, as well, just so you have those details and facts.
And so one last thing, so the thought process is if we are able to fill our maintenance worker positions, that allows at least one of the two folks who are licensed to deal with the boiler to be available. So this
Yes. and-
might be a couple weeks, it might be a couple months, we don't know.
We don't
That's
know.
what you're
We're hoping
suggesting.
it's a short-term item. And we also do have for sure one, possibly two other on our custodial staff that are either working towards or want to get their boiler certification as well. So we're going to do what we can within the limits of the contract and other things to support them in getting that done.
Mike, go ahead. So with the shutdown on a Saturday, Sunday, I know that there's people that have fobs for the equipment room, to lift weights, to work out, or whatever it might be. We all in this room have fobs. Are there gonna be certain fobs that are gonna be like shut off to where we can't have access to the school, because then we would be outside of that?
Right. I need to talk to Bill about what can be done with that. And right now, what our focus is on groups and on any of those other types of activities. For the individuals that have access, that I'm gonna have to talk to Bill about that, because I'll be honest, I don't know the differentiation and where and who might have some of those fobs beyond a staff member.
Well, so for those who have a public, they're a member of the public, they get a weight room registration from us.
Correct,
They
yes.
they do not have access from that building when the building is locked.
Okay.
Now, if they're an employee, they do, and we can talk about the structures around that.
But that would then be outside,
Potentially.
because
So
if
that's
we
what
come in
he's-
the building, the boiler needs to be checked. That's what I'm getting at.
Well, if I come in on a Sunday to do some work, the boiler does not need to be checked.
It's the public.
It's the public.
It's the public
Yeah.
of the, okay.
Now, if I have a group of basketball players, hey, Mr. Fitzsimmons, I see that you're generally in there Sunday afternoons. Can we come and play basketball while you're there?
No.
No, sorry, I can't let you do that.
Okay.
Because at that point, then we would have to ensure that the boiler's been inspected.
Okay.
And that is the current security on the fobs, it does follow that. So if you are a certain type of employee even, you have access after hours. But like somebody who's just got a weight room pass, they would not have access Saturday and Sunday.
Okay, all right, thank
Okay?
you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Very much.
Good evening. First day of workshop with teachers and staff. Paris went very well. I'm putting my plug in. If you have anybody who would be interested in being a para, we could use 3 of them. So we are a little short-handed right now. Yeah, it was great meeting time with them. Had to do a few tweaks with the schedules for our specials, but other than that, it was a very, very smooth day. Excited for open house tomorrow evening from 4 to 7 when all the kids and parents will come in, and then of course our 6th grade new student orientation at 5 and our reason I started the 9th grade one is because now you're in senior high. We go over the credits you will need to graduate and, choosing courses, so you're choosing what's going to benefit you, not just choosing so you can hang with your friends and that kind of thing. And then first day of school, we're going to follow what we did last year. When the bell rings, elementary kids will go to their classrooms, but then they're going to come back with their teachers, and we're going to have all pre-K through 12th graders in the auditorium for a big welcome. And our focus this year, when you think about having a theme for the year, we are really going to focus on PBIS and really try and pound that, so when we use that acronym, people know it means positive behavior interventions and supports. When kids come home with their shout outs or their bear bucks, they're going to know it's because they were being respectful or responsible or safe, and those are the 3 key things that we focus on through the entire school. And that's all I have. Any questions?
That's it, that's all you got. Okay. Thank you. Dave, you got anything?
To just pick up on the building conversation, Saturday and Sunday are closed if there are special events happening. That can be requested through a facility use form. So Just for Kicks has typically had their dance recitals on a Sunday, or we've got a potential volleyball tournament on a Saturday. The maintenance staff has agreed to continue accommodating those, but the standard is that the Saturdays and Sundays are closed.
Like you were talking, like the birthday parties, the different things
not
like
less
that,
birthday parties, but yes, events in particular. So it is, and that is scheduled through me, and I communicate with Scott and Kyle and Dale to say, hey, do you have access for this? Do you have the availability? At this point, it's maybe, I think it's 8 days over the course of the school year as of right now. So it's not but prom is one of them, for example. Appreciate that they are being flexible in the sense of if there are weekend events, making sure that we can make that happen.
Are those forms online?
Yes, yep, you can find them. It's called Facility Use Form. You fill it out, goes directly to me, Kyle, and Scott, so all 3 of us get them.
So it automatically submits to you?
Mm-hmm. Yep, and then usually it's free of charge if you're a nonprofit organization. If you're a for-profit organization, there is a fee, and we can go through what that would be for any given event, depending on setup and all of that stuff. So, this process has been a good one in terms of us collectively figuring out what is feasible, as well as, for me, learning the rules around what does it mean to make sure that we are doing our due diligence in terms of the building. So appreciate the work that all of these guys have done to kind of figure it out. So I tend to be the pushy one in terms of we want the building open, and I have said that, and to their receptiveness. Things like if we can't be open for pool in the winter, we lose usage, significant opportunities at usage of the pool. So that is not an immediate problem, but definitely something I'm thinking about come November and December. So some of that, hopefully the staffing problem in paras and in maintenance staff will be solved, right? Because then it is not a problem. So, okay, I did have handed out my report if you want to follow along, nothing crazy on there. We do have a pool coordinator hired, which I'm incredibly excited about. You are voting on it tonight. David Peterson, you've seen him around as a baseball and rookie ball volunteer. He's got students, kids in the school system, is a really top-notch human, very excited. He's got a lot of enthusiasm, has been a lifeguard and WSI instructor, water safety instructor before, has even made, historically in a previous position, has worked on getting his pool operator license. So has experience in running a pool, and so I think we are very lucky to have him. His formal start date will be the 22nd, so that he and Lisa have about 7 business days of overlap. We are working to get him certified as a lifeguard at the bare minimum before that date on the 22nd, so that he can immediately start and serve as a lifeguard. September, and this is for you as well as just the general public, September will be a month of transition in the pool based on building, based on transition for Lisa's taking a vacation. She's working to cover some spots of hers, but we are hoping by the time we get to October, it will be a much more structured and regular, consistent schedule. Pre-K, we have 18 of 20 spots full in that VPK classroom, 17 of which are VPK eligible. So I'm excited about that number. It is not full, but we are close. We still have a couple spots available if people are interested. Scott, and I will get Scott up to speed on some of the budgeting stuff. But I'm feeling confident and good about the fact that we've got a full classroom there, close to full classroom. We finished up our summer musical theater camp, The Snow Queen, August 11th through the 16th. We hire a separate organization called Missoula Children's Theater. They come in, you maybe saw their red truck cruising around town. They bring 2 directors and costumes and scripts and a set and do everything in a week. And it's really an amazing program to give our kids an opportunity at theater education. All of the expenses of that, which total about $5,600, is covered by a Region 2 Arts Council grant that we got last year. So excited to be able to do that and also appreciate the support for the Region 2 Arts Council. I will apply for that again. It's a really good program for them to fund. They like it because it's concise and compact. And then fall sports are running. You got a list of home events that are coming up. The highlight of which is our home cross-country meet tomorrow at 10 a.m. out at Zippel Bay State Park. Jenny Skoog and Sarah Pearson we have hired as a junior high cross-country coach, running the show out there in terms of getting International Falls, Rosa, Warroad, us, and even Catholic Bina is coming up to bring their team. It's a really fun way to use a local resource of ours. I think it's good for our kids, it's good for local kids, it's good for the park. So excited about that. Home volleyball, home football, come on out. Any questions on any of that?
For the cross country, do you know, I mean, usually they're on golf courses, so I would think this is quite a different course for them. Do the other teams like
Yes.
it? I mean, it would be.
Yes, they do, and they've made a comment of that, especially the Rosa Warroad folks. Normally it's even parents or coaches. I didn't even know this existed. You know, I think it's a little bit of an unsung hero in terms of a resource in Lake of the Woods County. But yes, they're often on golf courses, you know, wide open fields and spaces. So this is definitely a little bit more of a trail run even. You're running through, I mean, they're mostly on paths or roads in Zippel, but they do it early because some of the coaches, the kids don't get their best times on it. So coaches, it's a little bit of a jamboree style. But I agreed, really like that it gives the kids a different run, access to a resource that we have. So yes.
Is the state park turning a blind eye to some of the, you have to pay to get in?
Oh, they let all the buses in for free, and then I think all the spectators have to pay to get in.
Which isn't much, I understand.
No, it's $7 a day. I haven't heard anybody be unhappy about that. I think, in fact, a lot of those people have just ended up buying a park pass as a result, which is like $35 a year.
Yeah.
So I haven't heard anyone be unhappy about that by any means.
Those are vehicle passes, right?
Yeah.
So you could park right outside of it and walk.
You could walk in, yeah.
You're running most of the race at that point if you do that.
You're gonna run
track.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
How much involvement were you, and I'm trying to remember this, with Bright Beginnings?
A little bit, yes.
Bit?
I mean, the conversation about its effect on our pre-K program is a lot of what I have.
And that was one of the.
Have we
questions I
heard?
had. So do you know, as far as all of our daycares, are they all still here in Bright New Beginnings? Do you have an approximate number?
I don't know, and that's a little bit in terms of, she's an independent group, you know, so we have been in conversation about certain kids that have expressed interest in both.
And I'm only curious because there was the original request to have the 2 rooms, and then the board decided we're going to provide the 1.
Sure.
And so I'm just wondering if and I said before that if, you know, it surpasses the number of kids, we could always look at that request. I'm just wondering where we're sitting with that.
I can check. I mean, I could ask her to come give a report at the meeting and see if that's something that she would want to request
So
in the future.
she's signed a contract to.
For
have-
this year.
For this year, for 1 year,
For
for,
1
to
year,
have the
for
room.
1 room.
So, and you're probably the wrong person to talk.
Go for it, and we'll
this.
see if we
All
can
right,
answer.
see if anybody in the audience
Yeah.
is, okay. Other contracts that we have with like with the different
Daycares?
daycares and
Yep.
different things that are here, when are those up?
It's I think it's either a year-to-year or it's a 2-year. So, but they can opt in or out at any given point. Like Callie Frericks, for example, had a daycare. They've decided to move. So she ended hers, although I think it's probably pretty close to. I think she
Yeah.
went a month into this year. But their contracts are same thing as our fiscal year, or
Yeah.
July 1st to June 30th.
Okay, and so those
So-
are reviewed yearly by somebody?
Yeah,
or
I think
are
by
they-
Scott.
Are they brought to the board to, again, after the review?
So the daycares just switched to a 2-year in their last contract, so I think this is the second year for them. So then come
Okay.
June, all the daycares will have to sign new contracts, and those are brought to the board before, well, signed, and then you guys approve them.
Right in the beginning, that was 1 year.
1
wasn't it?
year.
So, so they'll be all at the same time next month.
And I think some of that, if I remember right, was all of the daycares had been here for a number of years. So they had kind of, okay, this is a good relationship. We can do this for 2 years now, as opposed to doing a year-to-year contract. I think that was the intent behind it.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
We got, with the pool,
Sure.
just kind of a point of clarification, and tell me if I'm mistaken on this. Even if it's closed, we still have to heat it, run it, chemical, so it's in our best interest to try and have it open, because we're paying for it regardless. Like, it doesn't matter if anybody's swimming in there or not, you still have to run everything.
Yes.
There's no savings by not having it open.
Except
It's,
for a lifeguard.
Correct.
Staffing.
For staffing.
Yeah, other than
Except
staff.
for
Yes.
except for our custodial staff needs time off too.
Well, that's.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not saying,
Yeah.
I'm just saying that it's like, okay, we really
Yeah.
want to try
Mm-hmm.
and have this open,
Yep.
just in case anyone out there is listening and they're thinking that, oh, well, they're gonna be
Yes.
closed on the weekends. It's like, well, we don't really want to
No.
be.
The hope is not to
Yeah,
long-term.
exactly.
The hope is to be open as
Yeah.
much as we can.
Yeah.
I mean, Scott and I have had a lot of conversations about the pool because it is a levy. The pool is levied. There might be ways of shifting some of that expense for a custodian into levied if it is strictly so that the pool can be open. But that still does not solve the problem of lack of staffing.
Yeah,
Which,
It's
yeah.
not a financial issue, it's a number of people.
Yeah.
It's a staffing issue.
Yeah. So, and to the credit of the maintenance staff, they all want it open too. I mean, several of them have kids, like, they get it, for sure, but also, they want to be here 24/7. I don't want to be here 24/7. So.
I think we just need to start locking Dale in the school.
Talk to my therapist.
Yeah. I will check in with Bright Beginnings and maybe at some point, once she gets settled, because she's in the midst of just starting as well, but have her give a
Yeah.
report of how that's going.
Yeah, it
and-
would be
Just
nice
hoping
to
it's
Sure.
all
hear
here and all
Yep.
that.
from her.
And, yeah, I mean, I think, speaking probably on behalf of the board, we want to be as supportive as we can.
Yeah.
And be sure, the facilities meet our needs. And then there's 2 spots open on the BPK.
Mhm.
I mean, maybe we're gonna do this, but we're getting really close to start of school, but maybe it might be a good idea to just put it out there on social media, for example.
Yeah, and we have,
Just say,
we've
we got-
plugged, but maybe we could do it again, for sure. We've got 2
Yeah.
more spots. Can definitely put that plug in, for sure. And we got another enrollment after we plugged it on Facebook, so that's within the last month. And even though we're close, I mean, we have people enrolling still, so it's not out of the realm of possibility to have more spots, more people.
Yeah.
running the same 6 routes as we did last year. And as of right now, we're fully staffed with those 6 routes. Yet feeding to the, looking for subs, I am gonna be needing minimum of 1 sub to start with, but I think I could use 2. I'll kind of reevaluate where we're at, but we need some subs bad. I was talking to Sam earlier, it's gonna be tough when we got 3 to 4 trips going out of town. If I don't have subs to cover the routes, I don't know how we're gonna go, so anything past 2 trips is gonna be tough this year. We're gonna be having more than 2 trips going down the road, so I need subs.
Do we have subs out there who have stopped subbing within the last couple of years? Can we reach out to them and just, yeah?
I brought 1 back, I would kind of say. Other than that,
Most of them gave up their CDL.
yeah, I would, a lot of them say they're giving
Well,
up
sure,
their
but
CDL.
maybe we could, how much does it cost to get a CDL?
Winters in Texas, so
It's a process,
Sure.
so
Yeah.
if everything goes perfect, you come into me and say, I want to drive bus, it's about a 3-month process, minimum, to get a license, so it's a very.
Well, 3 months is better than none, right? I mean.
True, yeah.
No, yeah, we're gonna be hurting. I'm speaking to the choir here.
Yeah.
The bus license, it doesn't require a CDL, does it?
Oh, absolutely.
It does. So you're getting a full CDL, so you can drive a tractor trailer.
Yeah.
Whatever.
This is Class B, though, it's Class B.
Okay.
Yeah.
Unless you're driving the 13 passenger vans, then we don't.
And I'm fully certified training, so I can train anybody, so if you know anybody, I guess send them my way.
I'm waiting a little bit here.
Yeah, I'll give it 1 year, and then we'll see how things are going after this year.
Try not to twist your arm here too much.
Yeah, he's got enough on his plate, I think.
I know.
Yeah. Other than that, the routes are set up, the drivers are calling for pickup times, and all the drivers are excited about the year, so. Any other questions, I guess?
How did the whole thing, because this was last year was the first year that you had these bus routes set up, right? How did that go, everyone? I'm sure not everybody was happy, but they got through it.
Yeah, that was a difficult year last year, cutting a route and combining that. That was, I put a lot of time into that. That was challenging. But no other than 1 person had a little complaint, but they live way out in the country, so you're at the mercy of when a bus gets there. But no, it went really smoothly, I think. But our routes are long.
There have been some concerns brought forward as far as, especially when you talk about out in Birchdale, area, it's a long bus ride. These kids are getting out.
I looked online, and
Really early.
it sounds like the average route in the state of Minnesota, and from Reddit, right, was 38 minutes, and we're over 2 hours, so
Yeah.
we got long routes.
There's
so.
kids who are having to be on the bus before I even get up in the morning. It's
Yeah.
like.
So we can't cut any more routes. That's not
Yep.
an option, so.
And where it really starts to hurt is when, the kids that live that far away, they have the same amount of homework as a kid who has a 10-minute bus ride, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
And that's, I think it's more, it's not gonna happen overnight, but I think it'd be nice to get back to having more than 6 routes. Because this is, there's somebody, I feel for some of the kids. I thought I had a long bus ride when I was a kid.
Yeah.
We have to look at the finances and everything, but it'd be nice to set a goal of no kid riding more than, pick your number, 90 minutes, an hour, 60 minutes, something like that. I mean, it would require more drivers and more routes.
Yeah.
How long
Already
were our
having
routes
trouble.
when we had the extra one?
I would say they're hour and 15 minutes probably back then.
about an hour and 15.
They were full bus, well, our buses are full again, but they were full buses back then. We had like 11 routes.
We used to have, 3 buses go to the Lake Road, we're down to 1. We used to have a cart route and a Hay Creek route, which was 1 bus anymore.
I think as much as, where we live, our district's so big, I don't know, there's no way around really. Adding it's not gonna, I don't know, I feel like we're very efficient the way we're running them, I should say, but.
Do we know how long our student how long's the longest bus ride?
I would say Roosevelt route, That was the long
thing
straw,
all on
yeah.
its own. Do we have any like that where kids are that far away from everybody else?
No, we don't right now, which is good. That'd make things way more difficult, if you had somebody moving there, and, yeah, what do we do there in that situation?
Yeah.
'Cause that would happen.
Is it a possibility to explore, just, thinking out loud here, just, using a Suburban or something like this to go out and to reach these kids that have to be on the bus at 6:05, a west and an east?
State rules on what you can do with a Suburban for a
Designated route, you can't be a Suburban running
You
a
can't do
designated
that in
route.
Minnesota.
Yeah.
The second you call it a route, it's next.
It can't be a Suburban, what can it be?
School bus.
Yeah.
Big, or could it be a minibus?
Could be a minibus
As long
with-
as it says school bus on it.
Yeah.
It must be yellow.
Wow.
Yeah. So there's a lot of restraints. Yeah.
But a minibus does not require a CDL license either, which that.
But once it's a route, you have to be a Class B driver.
Once you're a school
Class
bus
Yeah, once it's a
driver.
school
Oh.
bus,
So now we may
Sorry?
as well have a school bus.
So if it's a trip though.
then it doesn't
Doesn't.
happen. As soon as you
Okay.
change it from school bus to extracurricular, you don't need the CDL.
So a public school district that has a 13-passenger van can't go and pick up kids.
You can't use a 13-passenger van at all in this.
Yeah.
12, why?
Must be-
What is it, 9 with the driver?
10.
10 with the driver.
Yeah.
There's even some Ford, one of their Transits or something you can't license as a school. You can't use as a Type 3 vehicle.
Well, I'm not saying he licensed as a school bus.
No,
But
but you
you're,
can't
what
use
you're
it all
saying,
kids, period.
the same thing as a Suburban.
Well, there was, it was a few years ago, there were so many accidents or whatever, something with the 14-passenger vans. There were problems, and that's why they outlawed them for school.
Like Massachusetts, they use thousands of Suburbans and minivans, and they just put 2 lights on top, put the word school bus on a piece of plywood, and now it's a school bus. You can't do that in Minnesota.
So me and Scott had some conversation about attracting drivers, and we're definitely gonna just come with more ideas, hopefully, to attract more drivers.
Well, kudos, it sounds like you've been figuring out looking at all the different.
Looked at every
angles.
avenue, so, yeah, I just need able body to come in. Yeah.
Yeah, the school buses our school buses are all automatics. now.
Automatic, yep.
Used to be manual years ago.
Yep. My first
I'm just trying to put it
I
out
don't think you
there.
can buy a
Yeah,
manual,
yeah.
and you really don't even know they sold them anymore.
And in some of the western states, we can even get a 4-wheel drive.
Well, thank you. I mean, yeah, thank you.
Yep.
Stay with it.
Yep.
All right, well, we got 9 minutes to talk amongst ourselves, so unless anybody else has anything else. Okay, guess shut them off for the time being.
Goodness. Yikes.
As I mentioned too, tomorrow night we're gonna have a table for information. So if Ronnie wants to linger there for a while, please feel free to
or 7?
One shop is full.
So it'll be postponed?
Yeah, it's gonna be postponed.
Well,
To another meeting,
where do you see 7?
right here.
7D.
7D.
What do I have?
I've got 60.
Let's see, on the actual, this is different, so help me understand why.
Oh, well, it looks like they're just,
I
maybe
was
we're
looking
missing
at this
something.
sheet.
Call, pledge, agenda.
Your cheat sheet would be that one, yeah.
Oh, old business, we're missing it.
Oh, is there something out of line?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't put
We just don't have old
on there.
business,
yeah,
Okay.
so
So, yeah, you can.
old business needs to be added in under written communication. But my guess is there's
New
no old
business
business
actually is
anyways, so,
7.
There's
yeah.
never any.
It's just a formality.
so old business will be 6, and new business will be 7.
Yeah.
And then under now 7,
I looked at it and said,
Do we take out motion D? Do we have to
Yeah.
say anything, or is that?
motion, are we taking out
No,
all?
this
Just
is
motion?
what you're approving. This is just your cheat sheet.
Okay.
Yeah. So the cheat sheet needs
So on here
old
it's
business.
already taken care of.
Yes.
No,
yeah, on the formal agenda,
This
The
is
formal
the
agenda
formal
D
agenda.
is still approval of kitchen supervisor with Micah Hack starting blah, blah, blah. That's a vote that won't work because we don't have a quorum, right?
right,
Correct.
that is correct.
So we're taking that out.
Yes.
That was the question.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Do we need to
Do we
announce
skip
that
over it, or we
change?
just,
I think you do that when you approve.
The
So you'll
agenda?
approve the agenda with the removal of.
Item D. Okay.
Yep.
Is there anything else changing on here? Going once, going twice. All right, everyone's ready? 7:04. 7:04, we will bring the meeting to order.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, I need a motion and a second to approve the August 25th, 2025 meeting agenda with the removal of new business item D.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Motion by Severs, seconded by Sonstigard. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Any board presenters? Any written communications? Old business? New business? Need a motion and a second to approve the July 28th, 2025 regular board meeting minutes.
motion by Hack?
Motion by Hack,
I'll second.
second by Sonstigard. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Need a motion and a second to approve the invoices, financial statements, bank reconciliation, wire transfers, and purchase card statement.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Sonstigard,
Second by Seifert.
second by Severs. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Need approval of personnel appointments. Need a motion and a second to approve the appointments and resignations as presented. Appointments, Michaela Broch, High School Social Studies, Marissa Banner, Paraprofessional, Darby Ann Gillespie, Food Service, David Peterson, Pool Coordinator, resignations, Kelsey Armstrong, paraprofessional.
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Severs,
Second by Hack?
second by Hack. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. I need a motion and a second to approve the teacher contract with Nathan Solar for the 2025 through 26 school year. Motion by Sonstegard, second by Hack. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Need a motion and a second to approve the truth in taxation hearing for Monday, December 15th, 2025 at 6 p.m. in the ITV room.
And so that would be right just before the working session, like a separate hearing? Because I'm assuming that's the date of the board meeting?
It's at
15th would be, oh yeah, because of Christmas.
In
Fifth.
place of the working session, right before the board meeting.
Okay.
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 That's what it was last year.
Okay.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Sonstegard,
I'll second.
second by Severs. Any more discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Need a motion and a second to approve the Baudette Lutheran Parish user agreement. That's for Ruby's Pantry.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Severs,
Second by Hack.
second by Hack. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Need a motion and a second to approve the policy revisions as presented. 515, protection and privacy of pupil records. 515, protection and privacy of pupil records forum. 524, internet technology and cell phone acceptable use and safety policy.
Motion by Hack.
Motion by Hack,
I'll second it.
second by Severs. Any discussion?
Just for clarification, a lot of these are because of changes at the state level, correct? And that's just to help folks understand as to why we're.
State or MSBA recommendations?
Yep.
Yes. And in the case of 515, it was, we needed to add the words "or parents" so that it updates it to now that parents' information is considered private as well.
Any more discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Positive review and comment from the Commissioner of Education on the Lake of the Woods construction project.
So as part of state statute, this, as superintendent, I need to review this at a board meeting.
Just for clarification, you provided this to us by email ahead of time, right?
This was provided as part of the board packet as well, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So this just clarifies that we did submit our proposals for the bond, and that it outlined everything as per requirements, and that those items, as we talk, as it refers to the $5 million bonding authority, and then the capital levy for $400,000 per year for 10 years. It lists our project cost estimates with the roof replacement, window replacement, building envelope repairs, flooring replacement, site improvements, including traffic flow, walkway upgrades, contingencies, fees, permits, and testing, and the bond issuance, in the total of just over $5 million. That was reviewed by the commissioner in their office and did receive a favorable review and comment from them.
You just need a vote or a motion and a second or anything, or?
There is no vote, no motion.
Oh,
It's
it's
just,
a review.
it's just, this has been reviewed and presented to the school board.
All right. In that case, any other business?
Is the next question. This is the one step in the process, so what's the next step?
Steps that are coming up include this next week where we actually get this published in the paper. There's a couple of other items. There's getting receipt of the affidavits of different things that have been published in the paper, so that we have those. So we do have a list and a timeline. We've been in, of course, constant contact with the attorney, with Krause Anderson, in terms of making sure that we are on our timeline and doing everything. Coming up next month, the board will need to approve the election judges, but thanks to our county auditor and his work in getting those pieces together, and we had previously met with him and the Secretary of State's office to clarify things and make sure, with two special elections essentially happening, one for the board member and one for the bond, making sure everything is set up on site there and meeting requirements, and we were clear, everything's good to go.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, I've been learning a lot.
Yeah, no, it's a process, I mean,
The journey.
yeah.
Anybody got anything else? Going once, going twice? Adjourned at 7:13.